First thing that we inspect on our end cap is our safety equipment. We have 4 of them. The first thing is right here in my hand. It's our seat belt or safety belt. I want to make sure that it's securely mounted. It's not cut or frayed. It extends, it retracts or properly adjusts, and it latches and unlatches properly. The next thing we look for is a securely mounted, fully charged fire extinguisher, and this truck is down here to my left. And we have 3 red reflective triangles, and we have spare fuses of all sorts in our glove compartment. The next thing that we're going to look at is our mirrors. Make sure they are clean, free of any damages or debris or obstructions, and they are properly adjusted to me. The next thing is our windshield. Make sure that it is not cracked, damaged, free of any debris and obstructions. The next thing that we're going to do is perform a safe start. But first, I'm going to cut the key on. Right here on this truck, it doesn't come on, but the ABS light is right here. If this truck were equipped with a DEF system as well, the indicator will come on and go off if it's working properly. It's the same thing with the ABS light that is on the trailer. Should flash, come on, and go off if it's working properly. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my truck is in neutral. It has a hard wall here. Feels like a little resistance when I'm pulling to the left. This is the only way to tell that you're in neutral. Don't do this because this is not finding neutral. This is finding neutral. I'm going to fully depress the clutch all the way down, and I'm going to start my truck. The next thing that I'm going to inspect are all of my gauges. The volt gauge down here should rise to normal. This lets us know the alternator is charging properly. Oil pressure should rise to normal level. Water temperature rises to operational temperatures as the truck warms up. And our air pressure should build to max pressure, which is between 120 and 140 psi. I'm going to listen for my governor to cut off, letting me know that I have built maximum pressure. While we are doing the rest of this end cap, I'm going to raise the RPM up to help it build air faster. While we're building air, I'm going to go ahead and check my city horn and my highway horn. Next up, I'm going to check my heater. Make sure my heater is heating. I'm going to turn it to my feet. Say my heater is heating. And I'm going to turn it over to defrost. My defroster is defrosting. Make sure that we turn it all back off. Next, we're going to check our lights and indicators. So, we have our low beams, our indicator, our high beams, our hazards, our left turn signal, and our right turn signal. The next thing we are going to check is our windshield wipers. Make sure that our wipers are securely mounted and our blades are not damaged or missing. And our wipers should be wiping and our washer should be washing. Alright, so we've inspected everything. Now we're just waiting on the air pressure to build to maximum pressure. That way we can do our brake test. Alright, we've built maximum pressure. So, I'm going to go ahead and start testing my brakes. The first thing that I like to test is the trailer brake. The red is the trailer brake, the yellow is the tractor brake. So, I'm going to press the clutch all the way in. I'm going to put the truck in low gear. I'm going to press the yellow tractor brake in, leave the trailer brake out. I'm going to slowly let out on the clutch until I feel a slight tug, letting me know that my trailer brakes are working properly. So, alright, there's the slight tug. My trailer brakes are working. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the tractor brake, press in the trailer brake. Make sure you pull the yellow one out and then press the red one in if you do it in this order. If you press the red one in and pull the yellow one out, it's going to pull both of these out and you're not going to be testing anything. So, our tractor brake is pulled out, our trailer brake is pressed in. So I'm going to slowly let out on the clutch again until I feel the truck start to rock. Alright, there we go. We felt it rock. This next part we simulate on the eval and in the mornings when we do pre-trip. We simulate this. On your state test, you're physically going to perform this action. You're going to leave the truck in low gear. Press both brakes in to release them. You're going to slowly drive forward at no more than 5 miles per hour. You're going to step on your service brake and make sure that your truck comes to a complete stop and does not pull to the left or to the right. Okay, so we're going to pretend that we just did that. We need to build back up maximum pressure so we can perform our leak down test. So I'm going to raise the RPMs up yet again for the second time in our in-cab to build max pressure. It's always important to build max pressure twice. And I'm not touching these brakes. It's going to be everybody's natural first reaction to reach over here after they perform the service brake test and pull these out. No, you're not going to do that because this leak down test, these have to be in. If you perform the leak down test with these pulled out, you will automatically fail. So, I'm not going to bother with them. We've built back maximum pressure. So, I'm going to shut my truck off, turn the key back on. You can put it in low gear so it does not move or roll if you would like. And then we're going to perform our leak down test. I'm going to get my cell phone out or my timer. I'm going to press and hold my service brake for 60 seconds. In this 60 seconds, I should not lose more than 4 PSI. While I'm holding the brake, I'm also going to listen for audible leaks. I have made sure both of my windows are down so I can be listening. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press my brake. I'm going to wait for my needles to stabilize and then I will start my timer. Watch very closely on these needles. They're going to kind of bounce. They'll go down and come back up. Once they come back up, that's when you start your timer. Okay? On your eval, you're going to perform this, and on your state test, you're going to perform this. Just for this morning's sake, I do not have a timer on me, so I'm just going to do it for a few seconds. Okay? You start your timer now, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 59, 60. Okay, we were listening for audible leaks. We didn't lose more than 4 PSI. So now, I'm going to start fanning off my brakes. At around 55 PSI, an audible alarm will come on and an indicator will flash on the dash, letting me know that I have low air pressure. Alright, there's our audible alarm and our indicator letting us know that we have low air. I'm going to continue fanning off my brakes. At around 40 PSI, my buttons will pop out and my spring brakes will engage, letting me know that they are working properly. Alright, there were my buttons popping out. I heard my spring brakes engage. They are working properly. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I shut the truck off. And then I'm going to ask the inspector, will you please help me inspect my lights? If he says that we are going to inspect them, then you're going to turn on all of your lights and your hazard lights. Start at the front of the truck and walk around the vehicle. And inspect every light to make sure they are working properly and they are not damaged and they are not broken. And then you look at the inspector and say, okay, Mr. Inspector, that ends my pre-trip. We're done.